The sirens screamed behind him, but Ethan's heartbeat was louder. The billionaire woman in the back seat, his boss, Madison Wilder, lay unconscious, her breath shallow, her skin pale. He knew the truth. If he didn't do something impossible in the next 20 seconds, she would die right there. Viewers watching this, don't blink. What Ethan did next would shock the entire world. And before this story ends, you'll understand why one moment changed both of their lives forever. If you're here right now, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, because stories like this, you won't find anywhere else. Ethan Hale had never expected his life to collide with someone like Madison. He was a simple driver from a small town, working 3 jobs just to help his younger sister with college fees. Every day he drove luxury cars that he could never afford, for people who didn't even bother learning his name. Except Madison. She did. Maybe that's why what happened that night still felt unreal even years later. Madison Wilder, the billionaire CEO of Wilder Tech, was known across the country, articles, interviews, fancy events. But none of those ever showed who she truly was. A woman carrying the weight of 100 expectations, fighting battles no one else could see. And even though they lived in different worlds, there was something about Ethan's quiet honesty, his small kindnesses, opening her door, remembering her coffee order, smiling even when exhausted, that softened something inside her. The night that changed everything began like any other. A gala, flashing cameras, Madison dressed in a deep blue gown that made even the stars jealous. Ethan waited outside with the car, shivering in the cold air as time crawled. When Madison finally returned, she didn't look like the powerful woman the world knew. She looked tired. She pressed a hand against her chest, whispering, "Ethan, just drive." He obeyed immediately, weaving through the city lights. But minutes later, she gasped, grabbing her throat. Her breathing broke into sharp, painful stutters. Ethan's panic surged as she slumped sideways. "Madison, stay with me." He saw it, her lips turning blue. It was an allergic reaction. She had no EpiPen. The nearest hospital was too far, and she had seconds left. He swerved the car to the side of the empty road, his hands shaking. Training videos he'd watched for first aid back in high school flashed through his mind. Her throat was closing. She couldn't breathe. The only chance, something he had never imagined he'd have to do. He leaned close, heart pounding, and breathed for her, mouth to mouth, a poor driver giving life back to a billionaire. His hands trembled as he supported her head, praying, begging, whispering, "Come back, Madison. Please, don't die." After long, terrifying seconds, she inhaled sharply, coughing, tears forming in her eyes. For a moment their faces were inches apart, her breath on his lips, their worlds colliding at the most fragile point of life. And then the world exploded into flashing blue and red lights as the ambulance arrived at the hospital. Doctors took over. Ethan sat outside, shaking, replaying every moment, wondering if he had crossed a line, wondering if she would fire him, wondering if she would even live. Hours later, Madison woke. Her first words were, "Where's Ethan?" When he entered, she looked at him with a softness he had never seen in her eyes. "You saved my life. You kissed me to save me." Her voice trembled. "I owe you more than you'll ever understand." From that day, everything changed, but not in the way gossip magazines would eventually twist it. Madison didn't treat him like a hero. She treated him like someone she cared about. She checked on him, asked if he had eaten, noticed when he was tired, even surprised him by paying his sister's college tuition anonymously. Ethan found out only months later. Their connection grew quietly, beautifully. She opened up about the loneliness of her world, how people wanted her money, her power, her name. But Ethan treated her the same way he did on day one, with respect, honesty, and warmth. Their biggest challenge came unexpectedly. A news blog got hold of the hospital record leaked illegally by a staff member. A headline spread like wildfire. Billionaire CEO saved by her driver? Secret romance or scandal? Madison's board demanded she fire Ethan to protect the company's image. She refused. For the first time in her career, She slammed her hand on the boardroom table and said, "If you fire him, you fire me. Ethan Hale saved my life. I won't betray him." The board was shocked. So was Ethan when she told him. "You shouldn't risk everything for me," he whispered. Madison stepped closer. "I'm not risking everything. I'm fighting for someone who finally sees me. Not my money, not my company, not the headlines me. But love is never easy, especially when the world tries to pull two different worlds apart." Paparazzi followed them, rumors spread, and Ethan's quiet life turned upside down. One night, he told Madison he couldn't do it anymore. He didn't want her to lose everything because of him. Madison held his face in her hands. "You saved my life once. Let me save yours now. Stay with me. Let's face this together." Those words healed something in Ethan he didn't even know was broken. They fought the world side by side. Rumors faded. The truth settled. And slowly, a new story replaced the old ones. One about courage, loyalty, and a love that refused to be categorized by wealth or status. Years later, Ethan stood at a charity event where Madison, now his wife, spoke on stage about the day she nearly died. Her voice trembled as she said, "Sometimes the person you least expect becomes the reason you're alive. And sometimes they become the love of your life." The crowd clapped, but Ethan wasn't listening to them. He watched the woman who had changed his world, just as he had changed hers. And that became their message to everyone watching. Life can change in one unexpected moment. Don't give up. Don't walk away from people who care. Real love, real kindness, can cross any boundary, heal any wound, and rewrite any destiny. If you felt this story, if it reached your heart the way their journey reached mine, hit the like button and subscribe. More stories are waiting for you. Stories of hope, courage, and the kind of love that reminds us why we keep believing.